Hello Pixies! Today I've decided to try a chapter and I have 5 books sitting here on my lap, books that I would like to read and get off my shelf. Basically get them off my TBR. Some of them have been on my TBR not very long, but are taking up space. They're books that I didn't even really know about or have necessarily a desire to get and read, but now that I've got them, I kind of want to read them. So I'm going to try a chapter from each and see which one I read first. So the books I have here in no particular order, I just basically took them off my shelf and stacked them as nicely as they would so that they didn't avalanche on me. The first one is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. And the next 3 actually are books that I got in the Whimsify box, and like I said, I stopped that subscription because I have not been reading the books. So first up here I have Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. Again, a book that I had heard of, but now that I have it and I've read the synopsis, yeah, it kind of interests me. And this one probably would have been really good for Halloween, but didn't have time, didn't get to it. The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein by Kirsten White. This kind of goes off of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, and I guess it was timed with the 50th anniversary, 200th. Yeah, 200th anniversary of Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. So we'll try this one. Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Bachardoust. I've already forgotten what this one is about exactly. I think it's kind of like a twist on Snow White, and I forget, Snow or Glass. One of these is like the daughter or stepdaughter. One of them has a heart of snow, one a heart of glass or something. I don't even remember, but it sounded interesting. So we'll give this one a try. And this last one is a book I have had on my shelf for probably 3 or 4 years. I stumbled across the TV series Bones and found out it was based on the books by Tess Garrison. And then I came across this book, I think in like Meijer or something, when I was grocery shopping, and it was like, oh hey, the book, and oh yeah, it's the author that did, yeah, the hit TV series on TNT. It's down here hiding in the corner. And up here, Resilient Isle. So I have Die Again by Tess Garrison. I don't even know where this falls in the series. So I really need to read this one and get it off my TBR. I'm just gonna go right on down the list here, and so I'm gonna start with Truth Witch. I've actually started hearing some mixed reviews on this now. When it first came out, all I heard was good things, but lately I've been hearing some not so good things, so we'll see where this one goes. So not really sure on this one. with Truth Witch. It is nice that it starts with like a battle scene almost right away. It does a really quick down and dirty introduction. Here are the characters. Here's a little bit about them. My only question, and maybe it's answered later on in the book, this one that's a Truth Witch, how did she not know that the guy was lying when she gambled against him at the card game or whatever? I've already forgotten. If she's a Truth Witch and can tell when you're fibbing and lying, how does that work? So there's that one. Next we have Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. I know that one felt like it took forever. This one has a prologue. It's not large print. No, it's almost 11 pages. I'm already cringing. So apparently one of the names in here reminds me of something at work that always gives me trouble. Okay, this will be interesting. Here we go. I really love. Isn't that crown the best? I just gotta like that crown. That crown is so good. Okay. Princess. I'm not as engaged, I'll say, as I would be if I were to continue Truth Witch. I am curious to see what happens next, and like the writing threw me off for a minute because it was present tense. And so like the very first, okay, not the very first, like the second sentence, I'm like, wait, how did they publish this when it's wrong? Because I'm just so used to the past tense. So when I read, I turned to see Crescentia, okay, I can't say it out loud. I'm apparently better with this name in my head. Crescentia barreling toward me down the gilded palace hallway, pink silk skirts lifted as she runs, and a broad grin spread across her lovely face. But so I turned to see, I was like correcting that and went like, wait, shouldn't it be I turned to see? So there's that. That took maybe a few paragraphs to get used to. But there's some interesting stuff going on here. We've already met, I'm gonna say, most of the main characters, like the two main ones that are mentioned in the summary. We've already met them in this first chapter, so we don't really know about the second one, the prince. He's not a prince, he's a prinz. P-R-I-N-Z. I can't say I've heard that title before. So right now, if I had to pick between Truth Witch and Ash Princess, I would probably go Ash Princess. I don't know why. I can't really explain it because, like I said, I was feeling a little more engaged with the battle, but I have a feeling it's going to be a quick downhill, so I feel like this one's, you know, going up that hill for that first hill of the roller coaster ride, so the anticipation is building. So I think that would be my best way of explaining why I would choose Ash Princess. So I will leave that separate from Truth Witch for now. Okay, so next one is The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein. And this one should be interesting because I did not like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I don't know if it was because I had to read it for class and I didn't like the professor. The professor, like, every book she chose, she, like, ruined. I couldn't even tell you what the other books were offhand. I do remember, like, thinking back on Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, I do remember that was the first time I read it, and I hated it. Usually, like, even in high school, I enjoyed the books. Except in 9th grade, Lord of the Flies. That book got disgusting. So it should be interesting to see what happens with this one. I should probably take I haven't even put any of the Whimsify books. I haven't even put the nameplate in any of them with the author's signature. So they're just like free sitting in here. Okay. So I'm gonna get a little more comfortable. What I could not survive was losing my Victor. I needed Victor. You need Victor. Okay. Between The Dark Descent of Elizabeth Frankenstein and Ash Princess, I'm sticking with Ash Princess being the next book I read. I'm not even sure I want to read this anymore after reading that. Maybe I shouldn't have done this one in the Tria chapter because, yeah, if I was reading it, I would probably continue on just to see if that's really what was going on. But now that I've read the first chapter and I'm putting it down, I don't know that it's getting picked up again. Next, I am reading Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Basharddoust. The little catchphrase on the cover is that only one can be queen. Not that you can really, because it's not focusing on it's this little tiny print up here. Yeah, I just, I should put this back in here before I forget. Because yeah, I've got another one to set aside. I said I haven't put them in any of these books. I don't remember how it goes, but yeah. One's the evil mother and the other one is the girl. Okay, that's a different map. Usually you get like the city or the country, the kingdom. I actually have a map of the castle, basically. That's different. Girls Made of Snow and Glass. I'm still interested in it. I don't think it's what I want to read right now. So probably pick this one up somewhere in the future, just not as the next book. Okay, and last but not least, something out of left field, we have a mystery. This is Tess Garrison, Die Again. As if dying the first time wasn't good enough. Okay, not sure exactly what to make of this one. The first chapter takes place in Africa on a safari with the wife of a husband telling more or less what's going on, how miserable she is, and how the relationship is falling apart. And then suddenly a woman is shrieking. I'm assuming being eaten by something or found someone dead. I don't know. And then suddenly chapter 2, because I can see the heading, takes place in Boston. So we've jumped continents. Not just state lines or kingdom lines or something. We've jumped continents. So, which book am I picking up? Mystery or fantasy? I think I am going to go with the fantasy next. So, Ash Princess is what I shall be reading next. / the first book I pick up from NaNoWriMo, because yeah, that's not happening. We are so done with NaNoWriMo, it's not even funny. So I will start reading this book more tonight. I already technically started reading it. I read the first chapter. So I will read Ash Princess, and then it would probably, of these 5, it would be between Die Again and the Girls Made of Snow and Glass. Would probably be my next options. Unless I wanted to pick up an ebook or something. But yeah, so I'm gonna go with Ash Princess. I'll let you know my thoughts at some point in the future. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you again next week with a new video. TTFN!